Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Boink Studios, and check us out on boinkstudios.com, where you can see all of our projects, past, present, and future. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Hey, what is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this is Tom Clark's Main Event. We're back once again here on Facebook Live. Glad you are with us. We are also recording today. The show will post on YouTube, as well as Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio. Subscribe and download today, and please follow the Tom Clark's Main Event Facebook page for more content, as well as our Patreon page. This is episode number 172, and yes, we're moving right along here on Facebook Live. We want to thank everyone for joining us here, of course, and for coming back each and every week. Much thanks to Heidi Ryan and the whole crew at Wrestling Rumors for giving us this platform. We do greatly appreciate it. So episode number 171 was the empty arena era. We once again talked about the world around us and how it's impacting the pro wrestling world that we all know and love. Well, we're back to do it once again. That's right, folks. These stories are never ending. The situation seems to be getting worse before it's ever going to get better. And yes, we're back again this week to talk about it some more. This time, the main event is WrestleMania Rewritten. What's up? Hope everyone out there is doing fantastic today. Happy Friday to you. Hope everyone out there is doing freaking awesome. I'm doing pretty good right now. Having a good day so far. It started off really pretty. We had a gorgeous day yesterday for sure, and it's starting off okay so far today. So we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Hope everyone out there is doing great. Yes, I went ahead and read the intro this time. I know there's probably a little bit of lag here on the broadcast. My apologies for that. I am attempting to do all I can to fix those issues. Trust me when I tell you that. I'm either going to invest in a really, really nice webcam, something much better, much faster. I'll come up with something, trust me, because I want this thing to look good, not just for you guys, but for me too as well. So, yeah, I hope everyone out there is doing great. If you're only listening to the show and you're not watching the show live on Facebook, you're missing out. I want to tell you guys that we are live almost every Friday on Facebook on Wrestling Rumors. And if you're only just listening to the show and you're not watching the show, yeah, come back and hang out with us, man. We have fun here. We have our usual cast of characters who watch the show all the time. The name of today's episode, as we just said, is WrestleMania Rewritten. I've already got some folks asking about what's going on with WrestleMania, what's going on with the matches. We do have some news for you in case you guys have not checked it out. This is a spoiler-heavy episode, so if you're watching this show today and you don't want any spoilers on what's happening for WrestleMania, then I highly encourage you to earmuff it. Because I don't know what else to tell you, man, because we're going to give away some stuff here today. Hello, Shane. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Dave. What's going on? DeMarco is already asking any news on who's replacing Roman. I hope it's Strowman. Well, they do rhyme. There you go. We're up to 60 folks so far. People will still keep piling in. Spoiler-heavy episode. I can't say that enough. If you want to watch WrestleMania next week and not be surprised, and not know what's coming, then you want to either earmuff it or you want to save this episode and just leave now and maybe come back and watch next week. I'm not one for giving out spoilers, but I often get messaged and asked what's the real scoop, what's the skinny, give me the straight dope on what's going on. So I'm going to do that today. But if you don't want to know, I'm warning you ahead of time that you may want to take some precautionary measures so you don't hear what you don't want to hear. And for those of you looking at my image right now, yes, I need a beard trim. Essential services, unfortunately, hair cutting places, if that's a term, are not considered essential services. God help us all. We're going to all look like, unshaved hillbillies walking around. Of course, I'm in North Carolina. Everybody looks like that anyway. So, Becky, what's up? Tim, what's going on? Hey, Alicia, doing great here as well. Sandy's in Germany as always. Thank you. Roman is out. Prime example of why they should postpone it. Keith, I actually agree with you. Good day, Joshua. Hope you're doing great. What's up, Nathan? What's going on? Can he replace Roman with the mop? Yes. Oh, by the way, for those of you following HVW, Nathan and I have some news for you later. Something really fun's happening tomorrow night. We can't run a live event, but we got something else happening, and it's going to be sweet. So stay tuned for that. We'll reveal that in a bit, okay? Are you intrigued? You freaking should be. So, all right. So let's go ahead and get to this. Hello, Claire in Manchester is working from home today. Claire does not have to drive and put herself in danger. Claire, you actually get to... You know what? Claire's watching. Claire, if I'd known this, I would have trimmed the beard at home myself, all right? Because you only ever get to listen to the show because you're always driving home from work. Everyone say hello to Claire. Make her feel welcome. She's watching today. That's very cool. So hello, Claire. Thank you for hanging out, as always. Much love to the UK. I hope you and yours are staying healthy and safe, and hope you guys are doing well over there. Please take care of yourselves and each other. That's from something. What's that from? Please take care of yourselves and... Oh, it's Jerry Springer. Oh, my God. Don't hate me for that. Sometimes quotes just get stuck in your brain, yes? Hello, Shannon. Going well. Hello, Claire. You're awesome. Thank you again so much. Gary says hello from Buffalo, New York. Gary, what's up in Buffalo, man? I think Vince should have rescheduled WrestleMania. Brother, from your lips to the ears of God, my friend. Mark, doing great. Luke, hope you're doing well. What's up, Gary? What's up, brother? Okay, so it's time. Spoiler. Hello, Junior in New York. Also, thank you for hanging out, my friend. Bobby, good to see you, man. Doing pretty good, man. I'm staying safe, staying healthy. I feel good. That's a good thing. All right, so here we go. Spoiler. Earmuffs, kids. You don't want to hear it? Get ready, okay? Warning. Word of warning. Here we go. If this all means the old dude is trying to warn you to be careful if you don't want to hear, okay? All right? So, Roman Reigns is out. The word on this street right now from the Pro Wrestling Sheet, and I've got my feelings based on how I feel on certain other people, and I will keep that to myself. It's not of consequence right now. But anyway, pretty good indication here that the info is 100% true. Roman is out of WrestleMania. He apparently he's concerned for his health and his well-being, as he very well should be. So yeah, it's for sure it's a big deal. And he has a compromised immune system, as we know. He should be taking care of himself. He and his family both to worry about. So I do not fault him in the slightest. I wrote a piece last night, and it's published on Wrestling Rumors. Feel free to check it out. It's not just talking about him, but the safety of the superstars in general. I think it's the right thing to do. I can't believe that it went this far, to be quite honest with you. Yes, he has a replacement, and if you don't want to hear it, earmuffs, kids, get ready. In 3, 2, 1, Braun Strowman is the replacement. That's the word on the street, is that Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. Oy vey. I like both guys. It's nothing personal. I can't tell you that this is the dream match that I've always wanted to see, because it so isn't. I don't care about this either way. I've not cared about Mania in a while, if I'm being straight with you. Not just because of having to do things in a different way. It's nothing like that. But hey, guys, do you want a chance to win some money off of WrestleMania 7? Go to DraftKings for the WrestleMania Challenge. Kit, you're not endorsing DraftKings, are you? My God in heaven. Listen, we are not endorsing DraftKings. This is Wrestling Rumors. We're not endorsing that company. What you guys want to do in your free time's up to you. I'm not endorsing anybody like that. So I'm just saying. I'll endorse myself. I'm one of the creators here. What's up? So there you go. Kit, no disrespect, man. Sandy says Lars Sullivan would have been better. Lars, Sandy, dude, I disagree with that. I don't know if there would have been a better option here. Kit says if Braun loses to Goldberg, I quit. I really won't, but come on, please don't let Goldberg get over it. Everybody gets over on Braun. You know what I think? You want to know what I think? Just give the freaking belt to Braun and be done with this nonsense. Just get the nonsense over with. Give him the freaking belt. I'm dead serious. Enough of this. I've told you guys this before, but in case you've never watched the show or never listened to the show, this bears repeating. Listen to me. I will give it to you again. This is my perspective. This is my input. Claire, are you listening? Are you watching, Claire? Braun Strowman is a spoiler. That's what he is, speaking of spoilers. He's a spoiler. He's the guy they throw in front of the babyface on the way to the top or in front of the heel on the way to the title. It's one of the two things. They do it all the time. That's his role in that company. Now, I don't know how he got to that role. My guess is that they had plans for him. Then they saw him in the ring. And it's a bit too, that kind of thing. I don't know. I can't speak for that company because I have no clue what they're thinking half the time, if I'm being straight with you. But his role is that of a spoiler. It's what he's done for years now, and it's probably what he's going to continue to do. If you are a Braun Strowman fan and you have visions in your head of sugar plums and fairies and stuff at Christmas, but the rest of the year you're thinking about Braun Strowman, you may spend the rest of your year disappointed, man. I'm not kidding. Now I could eat my words and they give him the freaking belt next week. I don't know, dude. We'll see what happens, but I got to be honest with you. At this point, they've done nothing to convince me that they believe in this guy as a main event threat whatsoever. All right? That's what his role has been to this point. What kind of match are he and Bill going to have? I don't know. Braun is used to working 10, 15, 12 minute, 15, 20 minute matches. He can do that. Goldberg can do it. We probably don't want to see him do it. No disrespect. He's less effective the longer he goes because that's what Goldberg's shtick is. He comes in, head-on collision, out. That's it. That's his job. That's his role. That's him. Braun has worked guys much, much better than him and can go the distance if need be. He doesn't get blown up. He's got stamina. He's got cardio. We'll give him props. I'm not saying Goldberg doesn't have these things, but Goldberg's also quite a bit older than Braun at this point. So, is a boneyard match a buried alive match? I don't know. That's a good question. Who's got a boneyard match happening? If Goldberg wins, my 34 years of watching wrestling will come to an end. Aaron, you're not watching wrestling, brother. You're not watching wrestling. You're watching WWE. There's a difference. They're not doing pro wrestling in that company. They can have the 20 by 20 in the middle of the arena. They can have the pyro and the lights and the tights and the boots and the robes and the hay and the jacket and the shades and the all right, brother. They're not doing pro wrestling in that company. I wouldn't take this thing on the nose too much. If you have if you've hung on for 34 years, there's no reason for you to walk away now, short of Vince McMahon getting on TV and mocking God. Oh, that's right, he's already done that. Did we all forget? He's done everything possible. He mocked God, okay? And people still watch. Triple H and the casket, people still watch. The Hand. You Attitude Era kids know what I'm talking about. They still watch. This company has been guilty of a multitude of sins. Bad taste, not the least of which is bad taste. People still watch. If putting the belt, or if keeping the belt on a veteran who has toured the world, who has put himself and his body on the line as every other wrestler that does that steps between those ropes, if putting the belt on that or keeping the belt on that guy makes you walk away, brother, you're hanging on by a thread as it is. I'm just calling it like I see it. You do whatever you want to do. But for me, that's not making me walk away. That company lost me years ago, if I'm being straight with you. They never really had me. I'm not a fan of the company, okay? I'm a fan of the stars in the ring. That's who I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of the art of pro wrestling. They're not really doing pro wrestling in WWE, and they haven't in a long, long time. If you can wrap your head around that, and I know it's hard, man. If you can wrap your head around that and try to make sense of it, if it's possible, then you will feel a lot better about yourself, about being a fan, and everything involved. I'm just saying. Keith says, I have fourth row seats at AW Houston. They did the right thing by pushing it back to November. I agree with you. Dave, I don't know the winners yet either. Roman is out. Yes, Belinda, Roman is out. Ron, I agree with that. As soon as I said it, actually, it made perfect sense. It was Adam Cole defending. He's the king of NXT. He better keep the belt. I think he'll keep the belt, in my opinion. Oh, I see. Boneyard match is AJ and Taker. I don't know, man. The biggest dog in the yard, and they got the boneyard. I don't know. Maybe they have to take a shovel and bust the floor up and find the bone. If you find the bone, by God, you win. I don't know. See, Earl says, yes, he refuses to travel to protect. Okay, you guys are talking. My bad. Is Cena versus The Fiend a gimmick match? Will it take place in a warehouse with supernatural tendencies? Mark, guess what just came back? the no prize. You won, Mark. A warehouse with supernatural tendencies. That might be the best thing I've heard all week. A warehouse with supernatural tendencies. That's great. That's something you hear on an episode of Ghost Hunters, isn't it? You know, I don't know if I'd go in that warehouse. Why is that? It's got supernatural tendencies. Dude, freaking A+, man. That's awesome. Kid says, if you're struggling watching wrestling, take a break. I took a 5 hiatus, came back after an old school Raw, and I've been back ever since. Maybe taking a break is a good idea. Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Wilf? Darren, no AEW. All we do is talk about WWE here, Darren. You're out of luck, pal. I'm just kidding. We'll talk about it. We'll get there. Everybody's talking about Mania. We'll get to AEW for sure. Relax, man. Don't split. It's all good. I feel you, too, by the way. I totally feel you. If there's one show I make sure to catch every week, it's Dynamite. Every show. You want to know why? Because they constantly try to switch it up. I mean, even with the talents that you've seen wrestle a million times, they still try to keep it fresh, and I respect that. You know what I mean? I can't say WWE does that too awful much, if I'm being honest. And yes, I'm repping AEW by wearing an Elite shirt. There's no hidden meaning behind that. It's just something I do. I pick a wrestling shirt out of the closet. I need some more shirts, by the way. Who wants to buy me a shirt? Just kidding. I do have a Patreon, by the way, in case you're curious. I know what you're all thinking. I wonder if Tom Clark takes money for stuff. Well, you better believe it, pal. I'm trying to make a living like the rest of you. Tom Clark's Main Event, Patreon.com. I won't shove it down your throat today. Trust me. Go check it out. There's 3 tiers. I think they're all worth it. I'm anxious to get started. It's going to be fun, man. Go check it out, please. Jason says, while WWE is struggling with the empty arena shows, they do entertainment and not pro wrestling. AEW has done a great job with empty arena shows because they are more wrestling. I agree with you. And I know there's people splitting hairs on the entertainment and pro wrestling aspects of it. I get it, but I get your point for sure. What do you think of Brody Lee's shots at Vince? I think Brody Lee's allowed to speak his mind. I don't think they were very fair with him at the end, based off of what I've heard and read, and I think he has every right to say something if he wants to. I don't think that you're going to see him dwell on this because he shouldn't. He's been giving a new lease on life in this career with AEW. I think they're going to utilize him. Did you see the spot at the dinner table? That's the look I have when I'm like, oh, God, I like it. I like it. All right, here's why I like it. Because they could have went the typical, stereotypical route of, here's Brody. Here's our, he's the leader of the Dark Order. He's going to be he's a mystery. He's the Bray Wyatt kind of guy. All right, look out. They're not going that route. They put him in a suit at a dinner table like a mob boss. Is that fun? That's fun, isn't it? I like it. Shut up. Fun stuff, right? And he won't allow the other guys to eat until he's eaten. Is that good stuff or what? It's awesome. So suddenly they took what you thought was going to happen and they're switching it up. And they're playing it like the second he got there, he's like, I don't know what you guys expect me to do. Be dark and mysterious? Nuh-uh. We take what we want when we want. Brody Lee will be in contention for the heavyweight championship. Brody Lee should be in contention for the heavyweight championship. As long as they don't have another singles title in that company, he should be in contention for the world title. Takes what he wants, right? They take what they want. They should definitely take the tag team belts. That's who should defeat Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, my opinion. Yeah, let these guys have some fire, man. Let them get over, for sure. Jason says you don't talk much of Impact Wrestling. Are you the one that always asks me about Impact? Oh, Jason, don't be like that, bro. No, listen, Chris is awesome, man. I highly recommend Pancakes and Power Slams. Please, go check out that show. Chris is a really, really good dude, man. I'm not competing with anybody. I just want to have fun, brother. That's all I'm doing. Make a little money on the side if I can. Write a little bit when I got time. Work with HVW. I'm here to have fun, man. Life is too short and can be too stressful to go out one day and realize you haven't had fun. I'm about to get emotional. Don't do that, Tom. Time to have fun, baby. That's what I'm here for. So there you go. Jeff is here. What's up, bro? Thanks for hanging out. Is Brandy upset about Guevara making out with her character? It was awesome. It was fun. It was weird. It was a little off-putting. I like the idea of Sammy Guevara carving out a niche for himself as a personality because he's not just a young, good-looking kid. You know what I mean? And cocky. I mean, there's a million guys like that in the business, right? But he needs something to set himself apart. If he's a little creepy, dude, that's fun stuff. That's what I'm telling you, man. AEW, you know who's writing storylines in AEW? That's right, no one. No one is writing anything in that company. Not me, not you, not anyone. Not Cody, not the Bucks, not anyone. You know what they're doing in AEW? Hey, so John, what do you want to do? We got an idea. What do you think? And then they flesh it out because they're pros. And because when you put pro wrestlers on the spot and give them the ball, guess what they do? They run with it because they're gamers. That's what they do. They play. They're ballers, in other words. And a pro wrestler needs to be ready to drop the hat. I need to be able to approach any pro wrestler today, right now, this second, on Vince's level, Tony Khan's level, Impact's level, whoever's level, New Japan, all the way to other levels, to HVW, to any other company around us, above us, below us, wherever they are on the planet, and say, give me a promo on John Cena. You're going to work him next week. Go now. Do it. Go. They should be able to do it. And it should be good. And it should make you want to see them work John Cena. If they got to have time to think, if they got to overthink it, if they spend the next 2 days writing it with a pen and paper, if they're punching up notes on a laptop, there might be a little bit of a disconnect there. You got to be able to go, now. That's my opinion. Maybe there'll be talented pro wrestling veterans watching this show. They're like, God, this guy's lost his mind. He doesn't know how we do this. All due respect. If you don't work in that capacity, all due respect. But the way I see it, go, now. You're either really, really good at your job and can work off the fly, or you need time to prepare. And if you need time to prepare, I got to ask myself, why do you still need time to prepare? So that's sort of where I'm going with that. Does that make sense to you? Vince needs to go and Triple H should take over. Sandy, I get what you're saying, but we've been hearing that forever. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. Prove to me that Triple H won't be a clone of his father-in-law, because I don't know how much of that I even believe anymore. I know he's handcuffed. I get it. I totally get it. But at some point, if he's that good, I am that good. I'm not going to curse. Shouldn't it be a matter of he says, look, Dad, freak, man. Why can't we just go this route? See what I'm saying? Miss Lopez is here. What's up? So his NXT TakeOver match is taking place on NXT and coming. Mark, they've not taped anything to my knowledge. If there's any update on that, I will totally let you know. So I'm sorry that's not much of an answer. Jason, listen, I appreciate your comments, man. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, listen, if you guys are awesome, happy with the show and just love me bunches, you could always message the good people at Wrestling Rumors and say, Tom rocks, man. He's awesome. I don't know. Tell him something. I don't care. Whatever. I'm just saying. I'm glad you guys are having fun. Israel is how I'm going to pronounce your name. Israel Rodriguez. What's up? Izzy, we'll go with that. Izzy in Jersey. That's awesome. What's up, man? Ian in Sunderland, UK. Ian, we've got Claire here from Manchester. You guys should say hey. I don't know why I would say that because you're in the same country. Isn't that dumb? Brad is in Minnesota. What's up? Go Vikes. Even though I'm traveling from Oklahoma City to Minnesota. Love the show. I think they're going to put Rhea Ripley over on Charlotte. I think they will too. I'm with you on that. Thank you, Jason. Robbie says Johnson did be good short end of the stick, with the exception of Undertaker and Kane. Great call. Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I totally see what you're going for there. Here's the problem with Giants. And listen, I've actually ranted on this before about WWE, man. Giants and WWE are either one of two things. They're either a killer or they're a clown. Okay? That's what a Giant is working for Vince. Not other companies, mind you. Notice I didn't say other companies. In WWE working for Vince, you're either if you're a Giant, you're either a killer or you're a clown. Great Khali was a killer, became a clown. Brodus Clay was a killer, became a clown. How often does the clown become a killer? They bring them in, smash mouth, look out, this guy will kill you, he'll body press you, he'll throw a truck on you. You know what I'm saying? He's the Hulk smash, Hulk destroy, rah. And then 10 seconds later, he's got on a funny hat and he's doing a dance. And he's got a suit on. And you're like, what? No! He's a clown! Kills you, doesn't it? It's Vince. Unless you've been watching for 10 minutes and you don't know how this goes, this is what Vince does. It's his thing, dude. It's him. It's totally him. You know who you got to blame? Vince, dude, listen. That's it, man. Not Shane, not Stephanie, not Hunter, not Briscoe, not Patterson, not anyone else. Vince is the one making the call. Well, by God, we should make him dance. What? This is entertainment, pal. Make him dance. Do you see what I'm saying? Holy vey. No, I've not watched Dark Side of the Ring to anyone asking about Benoit. I just can't do it. I'm sorry. I can't bring myself to do it. Sorry. What was Big Show? Mark, Big Show, if I can put this to you. Big Show went from killer to clown to killer to clown to killer to clown to killer to clown to killer to... I mean, dude, it's been back and forth. But the Big Show's saving grace is he's a company guy. I don't know that I've ever heard a story of Big Show saying no, as evidenced by some of the stuff that he's been force-fed or spoon-fed, I should say. Maybe it was force-fed. He's a company guy. He rolls with the punches. He's not here to take over the world. He's really not. He never has been. He wants his part. He plays his part great. They don't know what they're... Listen, a lot of Show's issues through the years when he first broke into business was the fact that he was out of shape. And that was on him. You can't blame WWE for that. He was out of shape. So a lot of it was up to him. But since he got into shape and takes care of himself, eats better, works out all the time, he's a workout fiend now, right? Good on him. He does what they ask him to do, which is all you can ask of any talent in any locker room anywhere on the planet. But to answer your question, I think he does stand out, and I think he's different. See how there's a lag? Guess who's here, folks?
Nah.
It's the boy. What about Luke Gallows with Festus? Yeah, that's a great example. Yeah, from clown to killer. Okay, you know what, Mark? Thank you. Well done, brother. Well done. Jason, I think I'll check out Big Show's show as well. Look how long it took you to come into the camera.
I know.
It's crazy. Look, we got another. This is Shane from the Essex, UK. We got like 3 folks watching from the UK today. Awesome. Yes, we're trying to say stave Shane. Thank you very much. Anyone else feels Mania should have just been postponed to a little... Brother, only you and everyone else on the planet at this point. I think it just occurs to me I've said the word planet like 4 times on the show today. So, yeah. I agree. It should have been postponed. Lost all respect for Abdul the Butcher. Yeah, I agree with that totally. I don't know that I had a lot of respect for him to begin with, to be honest with you. Who's the best big man in the business today, in your opinion? There's Gary. Say hey.
Hi.
I'll say JD Drake. I'm biased. I like Drake. I've met Drake. And I like him a lot. I'll say he's the best big man in the business. Dude, there's other guys out there that could fit that role, honestly. I like Lance Archer a lot. I think Lance has come a heck of a long way. Jeff's not very tall, but Jeff Cobb is a great big man. He works like a big man for sure. What's up, Alma? How you doing? Ryan in Binghamton. Binghamton infested New York. Wow, Ryan's not pulling no punches, man. Listen, folks, if you don't have to be out, don't be out. Go home and stay home. Montel is watching in Oklahoma. What's going on? Killer Cross, that's a good one. I won't argue with that. AJ Styles beats Undertaker, and Undertaker finally retires, in all caps, finally retires. Good luck, brother. That's all I can tell you. The finally bit, anyway. Taker's Taker, man. He's going to do what he wants to do. Whenever he wants to do it, he's earned that right. He can do whatever he wants to do. It's totally his call. WWE will probably roll with whatever he wants to do and however he wants to go out. We thought he was done. How many times now? He's still not done. I don't know. It's anticlimactic at this point, man, if I'm being honest with you. Harry says, what's going on with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania? He's not. No, he's not. Harry, we didn't break the news. We talked about it earlier. Goldberg has Strowman. Jason, I agree. Archer's awesome. I can't argue that at all very much, to be honest with you. I like Lance Archer a bunch. Everybody dies. So, you know what's great about him being in AEW? They're gonna let him do him. Yeah, you're right, Chip. Good call, Keith Lee. He's a good big man for sure. What's up, Ronnie in Arkansas? What's going on. Yeah, I can't argue too much about Keith. I like Keith a lot. Not acrobatic. I was acrobatic. He's athletic. He's a hoss, man. Down south, he's what we call a hoss, man. There you go. He's fun, dude. He's very fun to watch. Gold School, Bing John Stud. Robbie. I like John Stud. I don't know. No disrespect. I like him. I thought he was a great character. Anybody stand toe-to-toe with Andre. And you know what? I'm trying to remember the stories. I don't think Andre cared for Stud too awful much, if I'm remembering that correctly. Don't quote me. I think that's right. Luis Lopez says Undertaker will never retire, for sure. Can't push back WrestleMania. It's the end of the calendar year, and it will mess up their year to come. Yeah, that's the thing. They're in HVW. I know this is for you guys. It's apples and oranges. I get it, but we had events scheduled. We had March 28th show supposed to happen last week. We got an April 25th show still booked, still on the calendar. I don't know what's going to happen with the 25th. I hope it's okay. We'll see what happens. But let me just tell you this. We are having to adjust as we go. We'll get there. We just have to adjust as we go. We've got a destination we want to get to by the end of the year, like every other company should have. We know where we want to be. Are we going to be there come December? I hope so. But if we have to change it on the way to make it work, we'll do that. You have to be willing to be flexible and to change and bend as you need to. It doesn't mean you drop all plans. It doesn't mean you go from A to Z without going through the alphabet. Do you see what I'm saying? Or trying to find a cheap and easy way around it. You get to where you're going by switching it up and making the best of a bad situation, which is what we'll do if we need to. There you go. I saw the Mox cameo. That was pretty cool. Yeah, he just kind of showed up. I thought Xavier Woods was going to fall out of his chair in a panic attack because he was laughing so hard. But, yeah. Dude, I don't know how you can be a pro wrestling fan and not enjoy watching Moxley. I just don't get it. I don't know. I guess it's possible, but I don't know how in the world you do it. If you didn't care for Dean Ambrose because they treat him like an idiot, that's one thing. But since he became Jon Moxley again, dude has rediscovered himself. Coffee time. Oh, I let it get cold. You know what's funny? I love iced coffee, but I don't really care much for coffee that's hot that gets cold. It's just not the same, right? Anthony, we had the WrestleMania question about the UK recently. I wouldn't doubt that we'd see it somewhere, but I actually gave the prediction I thought we'd see it in Saudi before we see it in the UK. Don't send me any hate mail for that. That's just my critical comment on WWE forever doing business in that country with that government. Corbin versus Goldberg. Book it. Yes, sir, Mark. Wakanda forever. Book it. Give Corbin the belt. Want to know why? Because I don't care. Right? Boy, that would make everybody mad, wouldn't it? Baron Corbin, by God, the Universal Champion. While you're at it, put him over on the other show, too. That way he's got the WWE and the Universal title. Give him all the belts. His new gimmick is Baron All Belts Corbin. Baron All Belts. You heard it here. Go ahead, giggle. Tell me I've lost my mind. It's Vince McMahon. Would anything surprise you at this point? If you say yes, you've either one, not been watching long enough, or two, you're as mental as he is. Sorry, that wasn't very nice. Mark says Corbin's a horrible wrestler. As Lopez says, Moxley is better in AEW. I agree with that. Do you want to know why he's better in AEW? Because he's allowed to be himself in AEW. He's not spoon-fed idiocy to repeat that no one cares about. He's not made to look like a clown or a fool or a doof. That's my shortened version of doofus. You're welcome. It's fun. He doesn't have to worry about any of that. And instead of them saying, "Here, John, say this." "Here, John, I don't have paper." "Here, John, read it." He's like, "I don't want to read. I sound like an idiot." "No, it'd be great." I don't want to do it." "No, it's going to be awesome. Go read it." Instead, they look at John and say, "John, what do you want to do tonight?" And he does it. You know why? Because he has input. Listen, pro wrestlers, I'm going back to this. Pro wrestlers are very creative. It should be very creative and talented individuals. If you allow them to have input, they won't steer you wrong. Now, is every pro wrestler, trying to get himself over? Obviously, you're in the business of getting yourself over. You are your brand. You are your product. You are supposed to sell yourself. That's how this works. However, if a promotion shows enough faith and gives in a talent and invests enough in a talent, not just money, but in other ways as well, invests good matches and storylines and angles and feuds and rivalries and all that good stuff, and shows that talent, hey, we're for real. We just want to build a good show. Guess what that talent's going to do in turn? It's going to help put your company over. When the thing is clicking on all cylinders, there's nothing prettier. It's awesome. All it takes is one side or another to drop the ball. And when that happens, it gets exposed and it becomes obvious, well, he didn't want to do business or the company screwed him. No one wants that. I don't want that. It's just that we've all seen that from WWE so many times, we're just used to it by now. Call like you see it. How does this change the direction for Universal title? Roman is in the match because I think we all know it runs. I don't know. I think it's up in the air right now. Daniel says Kevin Owens should be champion. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Look, I've been back and forth on Owens for a long time. It's nothing personal. You guys know I've never taken personal shots at any talent on this program. I never will. I can disagree with the guy's creative direction or disagree with a character but not hate the guy or the gal in question. Okay? I don't think they've ever decided what Kevin Owens is. I think at one minute he's a bully, then he's stone cold. And like they just think that force feeding him into spots where he just comes out and hits stunners is enough to get him over. I don't know if it is. Here's an idea. Why doesn't he come out and get his own move over? He did the pop-up powerbomb for a while. The problem with the pop-up powerbomb is it's hard to get that on a 300-plus pounder. It's not impossible. It's just harder to get it on someone like that. So the stunner you can get on everybody, right? So maybe that's what their thought is. But I don't know if it's really getting him over the way I think maybe they thought it would. Tell me if I'm wrong. Jenna, why was who pulled out? You talking about Roman? To my knowledge, Roman pulled himself because he's fearful for his health. He should be. Mark, I agree with you. If anyone beats Flair's record, it will be his daughter. Yeah, I don't see it being John. I could be wrong, but I think it'll be Charlotte before it's ever John. Where do you think WrestleMania will take place for the next 4 years? Oh, Lord, I don't know. I think a lot of that has to do with what happens now, if I'm being straight with you. I think what you're seeing this year will have long-reaching effects, a long-reaching, long-lasting impact, not just on this business, but the world. This could change the way we behave with each other. This could change everything moving forward. This, in my opinion, is not going to be some flash in the pan. I don't think this is the last time we will see a virus like this. I don't think it's the last time you will have the world scared to death and see death the way you've seen it. And I know what everyone says, the flu kills. The flu doesn't spread like this. That's the problem. Flu symptoms show up pretty quick. You can have symptoms of this thing for up to 14 days is what they said before you ever start to show them. You may not even be sick. You might get it 2 weeks from now. That's frightening to me. I don't think it's over yet, to be honest. I think that, God forbid, I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happens again. I know that sounds crazy, and I don't wish it upon anyone. Don't misunderstand. But I don't think this thing's over. I didn't mean to do social commentary there. My apologies. Cena versus Fiend versus Goldberg will be a good match. Well, they're not. Well, I don't know if they're going to go that way or not, but it doesn't look that way for sure. It doesn't look that way unless we've been fed misinformation at some point. Kid says I could watch Austin give stunners and drink beer for hours straight and be entertained. And people did that for years, and it worked. And it got over. But I think Austin hit a point. And listen, we all have our own point of view on Austin. I don't know if anybody. And if they, I guess they exist. I personally have never debated anyone or had a conversation with anyone who said, Austin's old. I'm getting tired of him showing up when he shows up. He's just old. Heck with this guy. I don't know if I've ever heard that before, if I'm being straight with you. I don't know if I've ever heard it. I think for the most part, Austin has such incredible goodwill built up from the Attitude Era. And because of who he is and how he is, the kind of guy he is, the kind of wrestler he was, the kind of personality he still is today. And I think that people love him no matter what happens. He could come back and do anything. He could come back and read the phone book, as they say, and get over. Because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. He's magic. He really is. He's magic on the mic. He really is, for sure. And he's amazing. He's awesome, dude. And I think that's what people remember, and I think that's what they want to relive, what they want to revisit, what they want to see again, for sure. Why is Roman Reigns pulled? Dude, Robin, he was pulled because he wanted to be pulled. That's the story coming out right now, is that Roman, for fear of his health, and I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the story we're getting. That's been reported yesterday, so we'll see if that comes to light. If he had problems with creative, I'm not suggesting he did, but some people are speculating that. I'm not one of them. If that's the case, WWE's not going to tell you that. They're just going to tell you that Roman Reigns has requested, and we agree with him that his health should be his primary concern, and so that's why he's pulled. That's my opinion. Braun Strowman is the man replacing him. Yes, pulled out to protect. Yep. Everyone's answering the question for you. Steve Austin has been killing it since WCW's days, for sure. Mark is a big fan of Cena on the mic. Well, here's the thing with Cena on the mic. Cena, I can't compare Cena to Austin. I can't. Most of Cena's shtick, from the day he got to be the number one guy, from that day forward, Cena's entire narrative was, I've seen guys like you before. You've all come along and said the same thing. You all said you were going to put me out. You all said you were going to put me in my place. You all said you were going to take my spot. You all think you're somebody. You want to make a name off yourself. Basically, I'll be here when you're gone. Because you've all said the same thing. And this is weak. And I've heard all this before. I'm going to do what I do, stay true to myself, and I'm going to win. And guess what? He usually does. And I don't know how often I can get behind that promo, because it's the same promo for like 6 years or something, whatever it was. It was always the same. It's the same promo now that he cuts. Call it like I see it. I don't dislike John. I've always liked John. Straight up. I still like John. But that's been his narrative for a long, long time. You know what Stone Cold Steve Austin's narrative was? Because Stone Cold said so. He could use that on anybody, anytime. It doesn't matter how old he is or how young he is. He could always use that. He could always be, I'm ticked off. I'm mad at everybody. I hate you, and I hate her, and I hate him, and I hate all y'all because I don't care. And I'll do whatever I want because I'm Austin, and that's what Austin said because Austin said so. And it's fine. And it's timeless. What John does, no disrespect, is not timeless. I mean, it fits him. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't fit. It fits. But at the same time, man, I got to be honest with you. I don't see him being on par with Austin on the stick. That's just my opinion. Stone Cold should have been on backstage, it says CM Punk. I don't know, Ricardo. I love Punk, man. I mean, I don't know. I disagree with you on that. I'll agree to disagree. Fast and Furious 9, by the way, kit's been moved to 2021 because they were afraid that there'd be no one to be able to come to the theater. And boy, were they right. Because the thing had what date was it was supposed to be released? I think it was the fall. I mean, push a little movie back a year. No one cares. It's fine. No disrespect to John or anyone else attached to that project, but it'll be fine. It'll still make a lot of money because people love that franchise for some weird reason. They just can't get enough of it, and they love John, and that's fine. But it can wait a year. It's perfectly fine. It's all good. Cena has a different following. More children than Austin. Yeah, David, you're right. Marcos is asking about Ryback. I don't know, man. I was asked the Ryback question last week. You know what I did this past week? I was reminded of the night that Ryback came out and defended Jim Ross. Go back. Don't do it now. You're watching me. Where are you going? Just stick around. I'm fun, aren't I? I was reminded of the night that Ryback came out and defended Jim Ross. You remember this? When Punk was attacking him in the ring, like verbally attacking him? And he ordered him to get out of his ring. He said, you put your hands up, or I'm going to take you out, or you walk away. And then as Jim Ross is walking away, he says, you remember I did this to you. And then as he's trying to leave, Ryback's music kicks in. Dude, he got the monster pop of the night. If you haven't seen this or you don't remember, go back and watch it. Ryback was over, okay? Now, a lot of that was Punk healing out and making people feel sympathy for Jim Ross. And Punk is amazing. He always has been, always will be. He knows exactly what he's doing because he's a pro. So a lot of that was him. But a lot of it was due to the fact that people wanted to see Ryback kill somebody, namely Punk. And he just about did, for real. So that's another show for another time. But yeah, man, go back and watch that. Just punch in Ryback saves Jim Ross. And don't watch the WWE version of the clip because they've trimmed it down. Watch the full-length clip from another YouTube channel. But you'll dig it, trust me. You think Jeff Hardy will get back to where he was? Ronnie, that's up to Jeff. That's up to Jeff. Chris, for nothing new on Kelly. Sorry. That's up to Jeff. I firmly believe that. I think that Jeff is limited based upon Jeff. I don't think they're limiting him to anything. I don't know that they ever have. I think the one that gets in Jeff Hardy's way more than anybody else is Jeff Hardy. And I think if he could stop doing that, Jeff Hardy would have been champion again in that company long before now, if I'm being honest with you. Daniel says Triple H should run everything. Again, I'm hearing that, but I need proof. I need something more than just we think Triple H is awesome. I think he's awesome too, but dude, Vince is going to, for lack of a better term, Vince's life will pass as he's in that job. I don't mean on the job in the office. I'm talking about physically, but not talking about physically, I should say. He's going to do this till the end because it's Vince, because it's his baby. It's his creation. He wants to be a part of it every day, and he is. And until that changes, you're not going to see anything change in that company. But I'm just being honest. Carlos says at this time, there's no news on Jeff leaving WWE. Daniel crying is even getting... Man, we have Jason, who's not a Daniel Bryan fan. What was your take on Stone Cold Broken Skull Ranch? Man, I still have not seen the Broken Skull Ranch. I got to catch up on his Broken Skull stuff. I've not seen the one with Brett or Taker. I know, bad Tom. I should watch. My civilian job keeps me busy. Trust me when I tell you that. So yeah, it's been busy. Chris Scott says Triple H is awesome. Chris Scott is a Triple H fan, folks. There you go. Charles says bring back the Attitude Era. Charles, not happening, brother. It's not happening. It's not gonna happen, man. Attitude Era is over. You can hate it or you can love it. It's totally up to you. I would advise you don't lose sleep over it. Remember, who was it gave the speeches? Rick Pitino said Larry Bird's not walking through that door. Remember that? Think about that. Same deal. Stone Cold's not walking through that door. Rock's not walking through that door. It was the biggest era of that company because they made the most money. People could talk to me all day long about Hogan. Austin outdrew Hogan, in my opinion. And I think WWE did more business, and I'm sure that can be proven, I should say. But he did more for that company than Hogan did, in my opinion. I believe that. And the Attitude Era was monstrous, massive, huge money-making period for them. Okay? Big time. Now, they were threatened by WCW for a long time, but they overcame, they continued on, they persevered, and they won the day. But you can't just hang on to stuff forever. I mean, you can, but there's really no point in it. The problem is that company's never been able to do anything that compelling since then. They've tried, or maybe not tried, depending on whose side you're on, right? I don't, it is what it is. That company is very fallible, and the limits of their creativity are all right. Their creativity is predicated upon what the boss wants. That's where the limits go. Say, what's the limit, WWE? It's at Vince McMahon's door. Okay? He will stop it. He will put a chokehold on it, and it's over. Just like he can take someone you don't care about and push him to the moon, he can take someone you love and push him down to the ground because he has the power, because it's his company. And everyone around him, for the most part, are yes men who go along with whatever he wants. Why? He's his company. Now, you can get mad about that. You can hate that. You can say he's out of touch, old man, as everyone says. I've been saying it for years. And I think that he is. However, it's his company. And if you know that going in as a fan, you won't have that much heartburn. If you know that going in as a talent, you won't have that much heartburn, okay? But you have to recognize who you're talking about, who you're dealing with from day one. And if you can't do that, I question why you're still watching. Why are you making yourself crazy? Life's too short. Don't make yourself crazy over something you can't control. It's out of your hands. Straight up. Marco says, I'm going to training further to my future star. Well, brother, good luck to you. CM Punk really straight edge? Yes, Robin. He is definitely a straight edge. So am I. You think Vince sent the outsiders? No, I don't. No, Mark. I've never believed that. He didn't want to lose Hall and Nash. Come on. No chance. No chance. No. Have I disappeared? It looks like I've disappeared. Can you guys see me? Looks like there we go. I might have lost you for a second. My bad. Hopefully everybody will get off. Chris Paul saying he's already been Hall of Fame and they know all this if they watch Dark Side of the Ring. Oh man, you totally spoke that into your phone, Jason, instead of typing it out, didn't you? Yeah, I can't talk about Benoit. I'm not going to. I'm choosing not to. For anybody that says that he is, that he is. I think I'm frozen. I'm really lagging right now, aren't I? There we go. I think I'm back. For anyone that says that his career should not be forgotten, he did this. I don't care. I don't care what he did in wrestling. It doesn't make a difference to me. I've forgotten most of it. Sorry, just how I feel. Is a man's final actions in his life, does that determine his life? Is his whole life, is that the narrative of his life? I don't know if it should be. If it's not for you, that's fine, but for me it is. I can't support any idea of him ever being in any Hall of Fame, including WWE. I can't, I won't, I'm not going to. And I think I've frozen. If those of you out there cannot see me, my apologies. But if you're still listening, that's awesome. Miss Man destroyed pro wrestling and replaced it with sports entertainment. I miss the territory days, Shane said. Well, same here, pal. But I think that companies like AEW, New Japan are still keeping it going. They're doing all they can to keep it going. So there you go. I think it's all good. Just remember, Shane and other people out there watching and listening today, there are other companies besides WWE. You don't necessarily have to watch WWE. No one's putting a gun to your head and forcing you to watch Vince McMahon's company. You just don't have to do it. You just don't have to do it, man, for sure. And as long as you think you have to, then there's a problem, right? I mean, to be honest, there's a problem. So, you got to just call it like you see it. You got to call it for what it is. There's other companies out there. Vince McMahon's not the only game in town. If you're not happy with what you see, then don't watch. I know that sucks. I know you want to change it. I know you want WWE to be a certain way. It is one man's deal. It's one man's company. I can't say that to you enough. Don't get too stressed out over this. Please, I'm telling you, there's enough in life to worry about than Vince McMahon and what he's doing with WWE. Sorry, folks. I'm sorry about the stream. I'm going to have to work on this. I got to figure out something. Tom's going to be investing in a new camera for sure. Christopher says Impact sucks. I'd like to tell you that I have an opinion on Impact. I haven't watched it religiously in a long time. I covered Impact for like 2 straight months, and it was hard to watch, man. They got guys and gals on that show. I don't know why those guys and gals are on that show. Israel says, CM Punk posted on Instagram a video of him going through his old wrestling gear and handing of his wristband to his dog. Could this be a cryptic message to his return in the horizon? No. Handing of his wristband to his dog, I think that's pretty funny. I wouldn't read too much into it. I would never come back in WWE. I don't think he needs to. I say bring him back in AEW. Wouldn't that be something to see? Wouldn't that be crazy? They had a woman as a teenager. Yeah, for sure. Tessa Blanchard, man. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back either. I like Tenille, Chris. I do like her. Listen, it's no disrespect against the talents. I cannot like a talent's work and not be disrespectful of that work. I won't. I'll just tell you it's not my cup of tea. Dude, I'm telling you, if you guys have ever tuned into this show, whether you're watching or listening or both, at any given time in the past 7 years this year, and expected me to... Now, I'm not going to say in the first couple of years of this show I wasn't overly critical. Maybe I was. But I've evolved over the years. The way I look at this thing has evolved over the years. You have to evolve or die, right? And I think that it's smart to keep your opinion flexible, keep your opinions breathing and living, right? If that makes sense. Be willing to change with the times. I'm willing to change with the times. I'm willing to evolve. If you're looking for me to slam someone, to call names, to point fingers, to harass, I don't do that stuff. I don't want to live that way. I don't want to conduct myself that way. I don't want to do that. I just want to watch pro wrestling and have fun watching it. And I want the men and women that I watch to have fun doing it. And I want the storylines to make some sort of sense and as much as it can with it being pro wrestling. and I want to have fun. That's it. And I don't have an axe to grind or an agenda or anything like that. Do I want to work for a company one day? You better believe I do. I'd love to work for Ring of Honor or AEW. I would, as some sort of backstage capacity. I have no desire to be on TV. I don't care about any of that stuff. But I would love to work behind the scenes. I'm not going to lie to you. I've got a resume. I'm just being honest with you. Does that mean it'll happen? I don't know. I'm keeping my options open, and I'm hoping one day I can get to where I want to get to. I'm not lying. It's just how I see it. But if you're thinking that I'm going to get there by becoming a shock jock, it's not going to happen. That's not who I am, and I won't be that guy. These men and women are trying to earn a living and provide for their families and their future. And I won't get in the way of that, and I won't mock anyone for wanting to be that guy. I'm trying to provide for my family and my future as well. Trying to put food on the table. That's my job. See? So I don't begrudge anyone making a living in this business. Man, I'm ranting like crazy. My apologies. So, anyways, let's see. Shane, I think a lot of us could. And guess what? We probably can. A lot of us who have been fans for years probably could write a really good show. Could we do it on a full-time basis and do it consistently and make everyone happy? Probably not. It's a tall order. Listen, I'm part of writing a pro wrestling show now. It's been smooth so far. I've had no complaints. I don't anticipate I will. But there's some things you have to take into account when writing a show. Time factor, what men and women are capable of, what they're not capable of. Can they give you what you want, what you need from them? Can they not give it to you? How would something look? Sometimes you book a match, it looks incredible on paper. You see it in life, and you're like, it's not so incredible. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think most of us probably could write a fairly decent show. Could you do it for a living? That's the question. I don't know. Yes, it's Strowman, everybody. That's what everyone. That's the report. PW Insider. I'll give credit where credit's due. Mike Johnson, PW Insider, usually is pretty much in the know. I don't know if anyone else is reporting it as fact at this point, but they supposedly have sources. You know how people talk, man. What did Cena about The Rock being part of it and left field back? What did the Cena say about The Rock? Dude, I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry. I mean, there's comparisons there. People are drawing comparisons because John left, but John had a life to get to. John's put his time in. Rock put his time in. I mean, let them have their lives, man. It's all good with me. Israel, I like how you brought that to me. Nick Aldis, the real World Heavyweight. The real World. Remember Flair? The belt's awesome. The real World Heavyweight Champion. Hard to argue that. He's awesome, dude. Nick is the man, dude. Paul says, well done, Ron, for doing the right thing. Well, Paul, I mean, you can debate all day long why it was done. But did he do it before his health, solely for his health, or also because of the way the show was handled? Maybe it's both. I don't know. It's up to him. I'm not in his shoes. Up to him. But I think he did the best for himself, which, yeah, kudos to him. All right, man. So we are coming up on the hour mark. We're down to about half the viewers we had before. Listen, sorry about the feed. I feel like I'm saying that every week, man. I am going to check this out. So we'll see what happens, and I'm going to try to get some better equipment, get this thing moving in the right direction. All right, man. I think that's all I got for you this time. Real quick, I am going to remind you guys, all 51 of you, Tom Clark's Main Event does have Patreon set up. I got 3 tiers, $5, $10, and $20. And it's some really cool content in my opinion. I think it's pretty sweet. All I'm asking is for you to go check it out. Let me know what you think. How does it sound to you? If you want to give it a shot, I'd love for you guys to give it a shot. I love seeing you guys, hanging out with you every week. We can hang out on more often if you guys signed up. I can't really move forward until I get some more folks signing up. Not the end of the world if I don't. It's all good. But I just wanted to offer some different content than what you're used to. Tom Clark's Main Event will never be charged. There'll never be a charge for this show. This show's always free. And as always, we thank the Wrestling Rumors crew for allowing us to have this platform, of course. It's fun. I love it. I love you guys. All right, for real. So, Sandy, I know. I get it. Sandy, you asked, didn't you? Sandy, you were one of the guys 2 weeks ago that said, heck yes, I'd love to. Hey, man, I'm just relaying information, brother. That's all I'm doing. So, that's all I got for you, man. I'm going to get out of here. WrestleMania is next weekend, for better or worse, man. I don't know if I'm going to watch or not. I guess we'll wait. We'll all just, I guess, sort of wait and see what happens, man. All right, folks, I'm getting out of here. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for hanging out as always. And we will see you next time on Tom Clark's Main Event.